What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Terrence Gibson here. Today is going to be super awesome. It's all about compounding and how you can take as small as $100 and turn your income into a millionaire status. Millionaire status. So what I have right here is my handy dandy spreadsheet that we're going to be using to calculate our the values up. And over here on this spreadsheet, I have the different numbers we're going to go. We're going to start with 100, then we'll start with 500. Well, then we're going to go to 500, then we do 1,000, and then we'll end with 5,000. We're just going to try to roll through this, not to speed through it too much, but enough just to get our point across. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is we're going to start with investing with $100. And this would be BitConnect, any platform that you get into, even if you jump in last minute or you just come in and Regal Coin's the first one you see, Hextra Coin, Western Coin, any of the coins or ICOs that's coming up, whichever one you jump in, most likely they're going to be like a 1.1 value per day average. You might get 0.5 one day, you might get 1.7 the next day, but whatever it is, it's going to average out to be 1.1. So that's why we're going to stick with the 1.1. So with $100 in this program right here, first step is to invest $100. We got our $100, it's in there. We're going to compound $100 for 518 days. Because 518 days is going to get us to the point where we're now making 519 days, where we're now making $300 a day. So we're making $300 a day now. So step 2 is the compound for 518 days. We did that since we only did $100. You got to be patient with this one. It's going to take a year and a half or so much to get to this point, but you got to be patient with it. So you take step 3. You start withdrawing $300 a day for 10 days. So you take $300, you take it out for 10 days. Either you can leave it inside the ICO, inside your wallet there. Just you're not going to recompound this $300. You're just going to keep it and let it just accumulate and build up till it's $3,000. And then you're going to go to step 4. You're going to join the next ICO. Whichever comes out. ICOs nowadays are between 25 cents to $1. And they're pretty much mostly legit. Definitely something that you see a lot of rave around and a lot of people who know what they're doing, if you don't really know what you're doing, getting into, that's the ones that you want to do. I mean, the ones that don't look so shaky, trying to outdo the odds and say you got 3% a day you're going to get, and it's going to be fixed rates and stuff like that. They're the ones you want to stay away from. But the ones that, fluctuate back and forth and they have the robots or don't have the robots or whichever way they mine or whatever way they do with Bitcoin, those are the ones you want to get into. So 25 cents to $1. So if you get in with $3,000, you'll get between 3,000 coins if you get them at $1, and you'll get 12,000 coins if you get them at 0.25. So what you do is you get in, and then step 5, you wait until the ICO hits $20 plus. You don't dump. We're not dumping. We're doing loans. We're not dumping. Because if you dump it, okay, say if this hit $20 plus, of course, 12,000 coins would be $240,000. Of course, that'd be a whole nother income stream than you used to from just spending the $3,000 to get there, of course. But we're going to do a loan. We're not going to dump it. Because the loans is where the money comes in at. Because you're going to still be doing the same loan at the same price. So you're locking in at $240,000 and you're doing your loan at $240,000. So we go up to day 1 and it'll show us how much you would make a day off of that $240,000 loan. It will be $2,640 a day, which will turn into $963,000 a month. I mean a year. A year. Just with just one, and this is just step 1, the first time you did this. Because right here you see we say repeat. So that means you're going to do this over and over and over again, because what you're trying to do is build up multiple streams of income so that you, just in case if one ICO goes down, you still have another. And when you get to the point where you have 10 to 20 ICOs doing the same thing, you'll always have income coming in no matter what. So from here, but once you get to this point, You already at the 300. You don't have to wait anymore. You're going to keep doing this every 10 days. Every 10 days, you're doing this $300, putting it aside, and waiting for an ICO, and you're putting it in. And this, between this and this putting it in, might be 3 weeks, might be 30 days. So life will change real quick. Is was when these ICOs pop off. The ICO doesn't even last probably for like 30 days. Then their internal lending platform starts. Then their external kicks in. So when it hits the external exchange, is usually when it's going to shoot up, like Regal Coin did, and went to $80. So from that point on, when you go from there, that's when the real money starts kicking in. So what you're going to do is repeat, 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 repeat. So it takes 518 days to start the cycle when you do it with $100. All right, $500. So when you do $500, 368 days is when you'll be making $300 a day. Right. So 368 days. But with 368 days is when you'll start making $300 a day. So instead of waiting 518 days, you then took a 180 days, well, 100 what, 60, 160 days, 150 days off of this. So in a 150 days shorter time period, by investing the $500 and recompounding and compounding and compounding and compounding it, till you get to this point, now you're able to take the $300 and then you're going to do the same thing we did in step 1. Save it for 10 days, buy into the ICO with the $3,000 either at the dollar or at the 0.25, wherever you're at, 25 cents. Then you'll have either between $3,000 and $1,200 coins. So if you have 50, of course, it'll be in the middle of these two. So it's going to work out whichever way you do it. If it's 50 cents a coin, but you're going to buy $3,000 worth of $3,000 worth of them, and then you're going to wait until the ICO hits the external exchange. Now, if it's in an internal exchange that hit $20, do a loan from there. Because like I showed you on the numbers right there, it's going to be life-changing income. And you can use the money from what you make from here when you start getting that $2,000 a day and start using that to reinvest. Or you can do the 1,000. So at the $1,000 mark, it only take 304 days. So what we do, put the $1,000 here. So 304 days later, which cuts a big time frame off, you're making $300 a day. Doing the same thing. $300 a day for 10 days, keep $3,000, buy into ICO. Either you're going to get it for $1. Because even why I stopped at 3,000, because if you get $3,000 worth of $1 coins and it goes to 20%, 10% of $3,000 takes you to $30,000. 20% takes you to $60,000. You're going to be killing it no matter what. So if you did the $60,000 loan and day for day, because you gotta go to day 1, and that's what you would make if you just use this as your principal and you suck the interest out. $660 a day. $240,000 a month, a year. I keep saying a month. Well, $660 a day. $240,000 a year is what you'll be making. So you're going to be in profit no matter what, no matter which way you do it. But when you're doing this with all the new ICOs. Just look at them, because if you're going in the pre-ICO is usually when you're gonna find a 25 cent. So there's a new ICO. When you're in ICO, it is usually between a 50 cent and $1. Now, if you find an ICO and it's 25 cent, you definitely jump on it, because that means you're within that 30-day period of this going to the moon. So let's jump to the $5,000. And like I said, all the steps are the same. All the steps are the same. So we do it here. We take the $5,000 for 157 days. You cut everything all the way down to the minimum. Less than half a year, 3 days short. No, I'm waiting more than 3 days short. less than half a year, 357 days. That's a little bit over 4 months. Because 4 months would put you at the 120 days. So then another 30. So that's 3 months and that's 5 months. 5 months and 7 days. So let's say 5 months and 7 days is all it takes now for $300 a day. And then you do the same thing. Save it for 10 days. And then when that 10 days is stopped, and you take that 3,000 out and send it to ICO, save it for 10 more days. Because what you're doing is using this income now to fund your ICO plans. To fund your ICO plans. And then when you got about 10, 15, 20 ICOs that then came out and you didn't invested in them all in the beginning and your coin is skyrocketing through the room, you're going to be doing awesome. So say if 5 of them fall off, you still got 15 left. Say if you got 10 and 5 fall off, you still have 5 left. That's going to be paying you off of whatever that either that $60,000 is, the $666, or if you can get it in somewhere in between that $666 and that was it 2,000? How much were you making a day with the 240,000? Let me see. 240,000. Go back to day one. $2,640 a day. So somewhere between $666 and $2,640 a day is what you're going to be making. So you can use this money for whatever. Take this money, go back to the USD and jump in some of the MLMs that you might like. Because now you got plenty of money for traffic. If you got money for traffic, you can make anything work. Just send tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people do it. Or create you a funnel for your new ICOs you just got. Remember, this is without recruiting. So this is getting rich without even bothering anybody. This is just you doing you and your family and those around you and all the people that you're going to help out in life. There's so many ways you can do this. You can get from 10 to 15 to 20 ICOs. You can jump back into other ICOs. You can invest in so many different things. Invest in brick and mortar businesses. You have all this money coming in. Tour the world. It's going to get boring sooner or later. So you definitely going to need to start helping others when you make an income like that. I mean, what are you going to do with that much income? And you ain't got to lift a finger to get it, but just watch stuff. $963,000. You make pretty much when I say that's $1 million a year. And then remember, that's just one opportunity. One opportunity. So if you have 10 of those, that's $10 million a year. You're making basketball player money. All off of either $1, $500, $1,000, or $5,000. This is so easy and doable. You just got to be patient. You can't spend this money. You got to just keep compounding in the beginning, take the hit in the beginning, and keep rolling with it to the point where now you have sustainable income. So every day you can still be just using that first ICO to keep from that $300 level and keep taking that out. Now, and then you know when your principal come back, you can't spend that. You got to take it, reinvest it, and then the $300 will start right back up. So you got to keep that principal when you get to that level of whatever one you choose to come in at. And then you roll from there. And you roll from there. I'll use 5,000 just to show what I meant by that. And then you can just play with the numbers of where you want to start. This was 157, right? Yeah. 5,000, 157. So there's 27,530 you can't spend. This is your principal. You take this and you just keep reinvesting it. Keep reinvesting it when your principal is due. Because a lot of them is 120 days. I've seen a lot of them now. They're trying to get lower than BitConnect. Everybody want to battle BitConnect. So let's just say 120 days that you hold on to that and you got to reinvest it. Remember, you get the interest and then you reinvest it. Because you at this point right here, you don't have to keep compounding because if you can take this 300, that's $9,000 a month. You can just stop right there. You ain't even got to go no further. Like forget it. I take $9,000 a month, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with $9,000 a month. I'm happy with $110,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? You might just be happy with that. Or if you want that life-sustaining income and be living with that old, stinking, dirty money that most of these other people have that just been born in the money and that your family set it up in a way where it can be willed onto your family and that somebody that's in generation keep teaching each other how to move this because Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. This is the currency of the future. It ain't going anywhere. So this is very doable and this is very, very lucrative. So take this video, rewind it 10, 15, 20 times until you get it. Till you get to what I'm trying to tell you to do. It's your boy Terrence Gibson. Make sure everything you do it like a boss.